What do you want out of life? What does one want? You want, people want, someone want out of this life. Uh, Evidence suggests that this is the only life that we are going to get, and probably there is not going to be any second chances, any rebirth or reincarnation. At least the evidence doesn't suggest that. So, this is it. This is the only life that one is going to get. It might be long, it might be short. So, what does one want out of it? It's an important question to ask ourselves. I have listed out some basic things. Some people may not even have thought about these things. I would say money. Some people want money. Some people want fame. Some people want power. Money can, economic power is one thing. I'm just talking of power as a separate thing. Love, you want to love somebody and be loved. Some people want knowledge, and some people want God, salvation, nirvana, moksha, to be one with God or at one with God. Merge yourself into the super consciousness or whatever it is, if you believe in that and if you are looking for that. Some people want achievements, but again, once you achieve something, you want to gain money or fame or power out of it, maybe, or it's achievement for the sake of achievement. Some people simply want to have, some people just want pleasure and thrills like a child, sensory or sensual pleasures, various senses. And again, maybe money can be used to do that, or they don't, they just want to be, they just want joy and pleasure, that's it, without thinking about what and how and stuff like that. Some people maybe don't even think about these things. Some people don't want anything, they have no expectations or desires. Some people want to be happy, but then the question is, how does one get to be happy? How does one get happiness? So, these are the basic questions. Now, how does one get it? Again, there is what you want something doesn't mean that you are going to get it. But generally, it has been said that people are good at one of these three, four things. People are either good at stuff or things. So then these people are good at technical things. They are engineers and technical people, good at machines and non-human aspects. So technology, machines, engineering and technology. So they would be successful in that kind of a field. Some people are good at data, numbers, analyzing that, and that again opens up a range of possibilities for them, because data and analysis is used in almost every field. Some people are good at people, what is known as people skills, communication, convincing, persuasion, impressing people, building, not relationships, I would say, but somehow connecting to people. And these people would be good at many things like sales and teaching and politics and preaching on law and plenty of things where you need communication skills and people skills, human resources, and things of that sort. I can also think that maybe people are good at concepts and ideas. That can also be one of these things. So, can one be good at one thing only, or he can be good at all these things, or maybe there a combination, two out of three, four, or one out of three, four? I don't really know. But these are the ways of thinking about it. And that is one way of focusing on what you are good at, and maybe that will lead you to what you want out of life. But the important thing is one needs to think about these things. Socrates said that an unexamined life is not worth living. You have to think about these questions. You are born, you are just born, one fine day you are born, and then you just do mechanically, you live like animals, Some people may be doing that. They work because they need food. They procreate because that is the basic drive. You have to have children, families. That's what you do, and then you die. So you are born, you wake up, and you do these things mechanically. You study because you are supposed to study. You get married because you are supposed to get married, and you have children because that is what is the basic human drive, procreation. You work because you need to have food for yourself and your family, and you die. This is what almost an animal like existence. Animals also hunt for food and get food and mate and procreate and die. They never worry about basic fundamental questions, philosophical, metaphysical questions, never examine their lives. They never look up at the sky and wonder and ask questions about meaning and purpose of life and why am I here and stuff like that. So there are people who go through life like this. And that's a pity. I think one should examine one's life broadly, and not doing it would be missing out on some things, because this is the only life that you get. Maybe ignorance is bliss. Not asking these questions may also make you happy. Asking these questions and getting worried about these questions and getting information or knowledge can be unsettling, make you uncomfortable, get you out of your comfort zone. Everybody says you should get out of your comfort zone for your growth, but then some people don't want to leave their comfort zones. But I would say that even if it makes you unhappy, you should not go by the, personally speaking, ignorance is bliss doesn't work for me. I would like to know about things. And knowledge is also funny, knowledge and ignorance. Socrates said, again Socrates, that I only know the extent of my ignorance, or I only know that I don't know anything at all, or most of the stuff at all. So he knew that he didn't know much. And that's true for everybody. We don't really know much. We know very little. And it is also interesting. There are things that we know, known knowns. I know that I know this thing. There are things that we know that we don't know. I know that there is something there. I know there is this technical subject which I don't really understand. I have heard about it, but I don't really understand or know about it much. So I know that there is something that I don't know. Then there is things that I don't know that I know. Things that my body does automatically, breathing and digesting, and I just go about my life and I don't even have to think about it. It happens on its own, involuntarily. So I don't know that I know these things, but these things my body knows, my mind knows. It happens automatically without my having to make decisions or choices. I wake up and do many things, and my body and my mind take care of many things. Many unconscious things happen, mechanically, automatically. Your heart beats, you don't have to worry about your heart and your respiration. It just keeps on happening. So you don't even know that you know those things. So there are known knowns. There are I know the known unknowns. I know that I don't know. There are unknown knowns. I don't know that I know these things, like I just mentioned, respiration and how the body works. I just do it mechanically. My body takes care of the rest. And there are unknown unknowns. I don't even know that I don't know these things. This is important. I just am not aware that there are some things that I don't even know. I don't even know that I don't know those things. Sometimes I know that I don't know something, and sometimes I don't know that I don't know that thing, because I am completely unaware about that. It has not even touched my consciousness or impinged upon it in any way. So that's an important thing, and that we should try to explore that a bit, explore the knowing part of it a bit, the examining part of it a bit. And here essentially I would like to talk about the money part of it. People who want money. I listed out 5-6 things: money, fame, power, love, knowledge, God. achievement, pleasure, happiness, don't want anything, whatever. Money, there are some people who seek money like they are like these heat seeking missiles, blinkered tunnel vision guided missile going after a plane and shooting it down. So they are fixated on money, and I have a problem with that. And especially these are people who have just studied commerce, and I have a bit of a problem with that, because I think that they are missing out on some other things. Because money or commerce represents just a very small aspect of the human experience. There is this huge universe, massive universe with billions of galaxies, and was maybe produced 13.5 billion years ago by what is known as the Big Bang explosion. And it's massive, huge. We don't really know much about it. It's so big, billions of galaxies. Our galaxy is one of those billions of galaxies. In each galaxy, there are billions of stars. And in Milky Way galaxy, our galaxy, there is one small normal kind of a star called the Sun. Around it, there are 8 planets, and we are living on this tiny planet called Earth. And in this huge, enormous cosmos, what is the scale of this tiny speck, which is mostly water? I mean, look at the grand scheme of things. Size wise, we are insignificant. And on this particular planet, there is life. Maybe there is life elsewhere, but we don't know yet. And there is life and there is non-life, organic and inorganic stuff. We have stuff, things, rocks and water and mountains and all. And then there is life. So we have animals and plants. And then there is, even in animals, and then when you come to animals, you have human beings. And then human beings also, there is a lot of stuff. And then one part of the human experience or endeavor is about the money part of it. So if you are looking at only that aspect or fixated on that or interested only that, you are missing out on so much, the other stuff, the other non-monetary aspects of human life or human experience. And then the other parts of life which is not human, animals, plants, other animal kingdom, plant kingdom, and then the rest of the world which is not living, but again which is huge. So there is sociology, there is psychology, there are so many subjects that people study, right? We have different disciplines and all. There is science, and there is metaphysics, and there is arts, and there is we are talking of engineering, medicine, arts, commerce, management, philosophy, sociology, anthropology, psychology, so many subjects, right? Biology, physics, chemistry, astronomy, so many areas of knowledge and all that. And money is just one tiny small aspect of it. And we think that's all, and we worry about it all the time, and that's it. We don't even pause to think about other things. I mean, that's a pity. That's a very narrow view of life. I mean, you don't have to have a degree in other science or something. You may simply be a commerce graduate. Doesn't mean that you can't think or read about these things. You can get some information. You can read about these aspects. You don't have to necessarily have to have a degree in science or philosophy to ask these questions and read up about it and find out about it and talk to people about it. So just chasing money is just one's very small, narrow, tiny, minuscule part of human existence or human life. And thinking about other things do matter a lot. Some people don't even think about other things like love and knowledge and God and maybe power and whatnot, achievement. So just money for the sake of money seems to be a very narrow thing. And I think one should explore one's horizon a bit. Money is, of course, very important, very necessary. You can use it to buy a lot of stuff. You can maybe get happiness out of it. You can buy power also, and influence also, and fame also, and all sorts of things. but that still represents a very tiny part of the human endeavor. So one should go beyond that. One should ask these questions. One should explore the world a little bit. That doesn't mean you have to have formal education in science or something like that. But I would, you can, even a plain person, even somebody who is just looking at money and worrying about making money and is interested in making money, maybe does have a formal education or not of any sort, or maybe has a commerce education. So commerce education or chasing money is just a very small tiny part of the entire human existence, experience, endeavor, or whatever you want to call it. And I would say that I would recommend that people who do only this should also try to explore other things simultaneously, side by side, a little bit. Ask those questions, look for those answers, talk to people, read about these things. Don't have to go to college and get a degree. You can use all sorts of resources, people and internet and books and thinking and all that, but you should examine those aspects of life also. And because this is the only life that you are going to get, most likely. So when are you going to do it? This life is for money, and next birth you will do something else. What is the chance that that's going to happen? Where is the proof that you will get a second chance? So don't get bogged down by this one particular thing only. It's extremely important, I understand. And some people don't even have the luxury of doing anything else, because this struggle for survival or the struggle for existence itself is a huge, brutish thing for them. But people who can afford to should set some time aside, and that's how civilization, and there should be some leisure. Leisure produces arts and civilization. So think a little bit about arts, think a little bit about science, think about life, think about metaphysics, think about philosophy, study a little bit of science, a little bit of universe, astronomy. Ask those questions. Wouldn't understand all of it, it's too huge, nobody understands it, but at least dip your toes a little bit. It will be interesting, it will be enriching, and it would be sad if you missed it. So that's what I would like to say. Thank you.